Hello,
Hey
everyone.
Chantal, how are you?
I am amazing. How is everyone?
Wonderful, thank you.
Wonderful, awesome. So it's Italian rules. Italian rules means that you can unmute yourself at any point and butt in if you've got something valuable to say, like answer a question. But we do ask that you then just go ahead and mute yourself afterwards, just because this is being recorded. And we do send this out to my database as well. So if anyone has an issue with that as well, I would recommend that you change your picture if you're hiding yourself. And you can even rename yourself as well if you don't want to be in the recording. So if you get stuck with that, let me know. Thank you. I've just thrown Craig into the deep end and asked him just to co-host for me, because often people do pop in just a little bit late. When I get going, I'm just going to get going. So Craig can be in there just to keep an eye on the chat box and see if there's any questions worth interrupting me for, or else we can talk at the end. But this is a webinar. I've got heaps to get in. Everyone knows I talk a million miles an hour. And the reason I have a PowerPoint presentation is to keep me on track, so that you're not here for 2 hours and that you actually get all the strategies that I want you to get today in an hour. So yes, Craig's onto it. Awesome. So if at any point you hear the dog going or you hear the door going, it's because I live in a unit, and people just think that because you work from home, they could just knock on the door all the time. So I really do need to get a sign and put it outside that says, do not disturb, do not knock the door. So, but we are going to get going right this minute. It's nice to see Sharon joining us as well there in the background. So if you haven't already, introduce your business into the chat box below. It will help me have a little look. It will help me just be able to tailor it a little bit more specifically to you, because I don't like general, I don't like cookie cutter, and I do love people getting results. So with no further ado, I'm going to share screen, go straight into the PowerPoint presentation, so we don't fluff around and we get absolutely everything done. So how do we make 6 figures using Facebook? And some people, this was a hard one coming up with a name, although I must say I did get my highest registrations with this name. Because, you know, what is 6 figures? There's a huge difference between 100,000 a year and 999 cents. Like, there's a vast difference between 100,000 and 999,999, right? And 99 cents. There's a huge difference. But I did it because really I wanted it to grab everyone's attention. It's something that I can speak to because I've done it personally myself. And I help a lot of my clients be able to achieve it with the strategies I use. So that is why I've got it. But if 7 figures, 5 figures, whatever it is for you, what I have learned is that it does need to be comfortable for you, because if it's too uncomfortable, you won't strive for it, you won't do it. I do want you typing away in the chat box, because I do want you engaging. If you want to laugh at me, if you want to react, there's little reaction buttons down at the bottom, so you can clap, you can give hearts, celebrations. There's a whole bunch of things you can do. You can also ask your questions in there. And if it is important, Craig can interrupt me, or alternatively, I'll just keep going and I will address them all at the end, because I'm hoping that this will answer all the questions that you do have. So firstly, let's just make sure that we have the right people in the room. And this session is for business owners who manage their own Facebook profiles to get clients, create opportunities, and it really should be income producing opportunities, and to grow their business without spending their lives on Facebook and without having to waste money or gamble on Facebook ads. So if anybody has spent a lot of money on advertising and it hasn't worked, just go, yep, that's me. Be brave enough and say, yep, that was me. If you aren't getting any inquiries on Facebook, or if this is you, if you're that business owner, say, hell yeah, that's me. But are you in charge of your Facebook profile? And would you like it to create income producing opportunities? And is one of your goals to be able to grow your business, whatever that figure is for you? But if you have that big goal, like I had 12 years ago, of hitting 6 figures, and if that is a goal for you, you know, be brave, write it down, because there is actually magic in you putting pen to paper. So that is me and my daughters. You can see my identical twin girls that are 16 and my youngest one. And that's my dog Ziggy, the big black one over there. And then my dog that comes fortnightly with the children, Milo. That's a long story, but she comes fortnightly with the children as well, little Milo. But why is this webinar different? Well, basically, I've been there and I've done that. And to tell you the truth, I'm interested more in it actually making money than making more friends. And I will share my story a little bit later and you'll see why that is super important for me. And some people might go, that's ridiculous. You know, I'm so incredibly passionate about what I do and it's not about the money. Well, I'm sorry, it is about the money because you do have to be able to feed the family. You do have to be able to look after yourself and you do need to be able to share yourself with a much wider audience. And you can only really do that if you are making more money. Secondly, why is this different? Well, to tell you the truth, there are things that are better than being on Facebook. And I'm one of those people. I'm hyperactive. I don't really like being online. I want to be offline. I want to be on the beach. I did yoga this morning. I've been to the gym, walked the dog, went for a massage, then had an appointment, done a whole bunch of stuff around the house. And now I'm doing this webinar. You know, we had 50 registrations to this webinar, which is awesome. So at the end of the day, we don't want to be on Facebook. We want to do things practically and simply. And I've done it myself and I like to do things simply and practically. And that's what I like to teach. So why is this different? Well, there's the hard way and there's the smart way. And I learned this a couple of years back when I fell into doing what it is that I do. And everybody told me, give it away, give it all away for free. Give it all away for free, share everything with the world, go and do Facebook Lives every single day, and it will all amount in money. And guess what? It doesn't. And that's what I realized is that there's the hard way, which is just spitting all over social media. Then there's the smart way, which is a lot more practical, a lot more simple. And that is what I like to teach. And that is what I will be showing you. So my big promise is I am going to show you my exact strategy that I personally use and teach my clients. So that they can grow a profitable business. So it's not about visibility. Be more visible, be more visible. Just put yourself out there everywhere. For me, it is about running a sustainable, scalable, profitable business and using Facebook as a vehicle. So Facebook shouldn't be the primary factor. And that is my promise. At the end of today, you should be feeling a lot more competent and understanding the strategies that we use that make all the difference. And just for showing up today, as I did mention in all my marketing, is that I'm going to give you a never been released before, and that's a true story. But this checklist over here that I'm going to email you at the end of today is a business owner's guide to managing their own social media. And it's what we send our clients that we work with, who we manage their social media for them. There's a select few of my clients who work with me that we do help manage, and we do things differently, and that's another story. But it's because I do believe the business owner does do their socials best, and they do need to be involved in their social media marketing. So it's not full management, it is just support management. And I'm going to give you that checklist today. If you do stay until the end, and I will be giving you as an extra bonus, which I didn't advertise, but we are running a 14-day Facebook content challenge, which starts on the 1st of March. And I'm going to add you to that as well. So Craig, actually, it would be pretty awesome if at this stage you could just take a screenshot of everybody on there and you could send that to me in Messenger. And that way I know who is here right now and who is at the end and who I will be gifting those extra large surprises to today, because I do reward action takers. So firstly, a reality check, okay? Because everyone hears about laptop lifestyle. Oh, laptop lifestyle. And I just, you know, I take my laptop and I go to the beach and I have coffees all day and cocktails at night. And, you know, I work a 4-day week and I work, you know, only 4 days and 4 hours a day in each of those 4-day weeks. And, you know, whoever's spruiking that is just BSing you, because I can tell you now, as much as I've transitioned from where I was 12 years ago to where I am right now, it has been a process. It has taken time. Facebook is challenging. It does change. You are going to pull out your hair at times. But the good news is that there is another way. There is a smarter way, and I am going to share that with you. So number one, and again, if any of this resonates with you, if it's challenge 1, challenge 2, challenge 3, challenge 4, put it in the chat box over here, because I'm keen to see you know, what everybody's challenge is right now. But challenge 1, okay, you don't know what to write, when, or how, okay? Maybe it's one of those things or 3 of those things, okay? If that's you, say, hell yeah, that's me. Number two is you're posting, you're doing everything, but it's absolutely crickets. It's just not, it's crickets. Nobody says or does anything. And it's like, what am I even doing? Number three is you want sales, but there are no inquiries coming through. Absolutely none, nada. So if that's you, please write it in the chat box as well. And as I said, I'd love for you to engage. It'll keep you engaged as well mentally in this. And number four is, you're just wasting your freaking time and money. You're just getting overwhelmed and frustrated. And this was a huge one for me in the early days, especially because I didn't have the time or the money, not with my family and not with having just moved from South Africa. And I will share that story for those of you who don't know my story. Okay, so just for a minute, I mean, I've just taken you down the rabbit hole of, how the challenges of Facebook. But what I'd love for you to do now is just for a minute, imagine what a 6-figure or 7-figure, or even if it's just a 5-figure or whatever that amount is for you, just put that in your head and envisage that for a minute. But I want you to visualize what that would mean for you. Would it mean massages? Would it mean having a gym membership? Would it mean having a cleaner? Getting your hair done, your nails done? Would it mean, and this is important, guys, because if you are not motivated by this vision, it doesn't matter what strategies I share with you next, you're just not going to be able to you're not going to be able to act on it, and you're not going to be able to get a result from it because you're not envisaging what the work and the effort that you do is going to amount in. You need to be motivated. South Africans are quite motivated because we don't have Centrelink. Which means it's no work, no pay. You just, you end up in a squatter camp, you end up sleeping on the streets. That's how it is in South Africa, and Craig can vouch for that. But, for you, what does a 6-figure business mean for you? And I just want you to think about that. Is it more holidays? Is it working less? Is it getting a VA? Is it traveling more? Not that we can travel right now, but is it just being able to get in a camper van and go away? Is it about buying a camper van? Is it about being able to stay at the Mantra or, going to the spa? Like, what is that for you? Just either write it down or envisage it. But as I said, it's going to motivate you to take the necessary steps that I'm going to give you next to be able to implement that and get results on Facebook. So here are opportunities for you right now. Okay, number one is once you know what to do, you'll have more money and time. Okay, so think about that. If you know what to do, you're going to have money and time. Like, so hell yeah. Like, if you believe in that, say it, because what you believe, you can achieve. Number two is you wake up every day confident. Whoa, my little cursor's gone away. Whoa, wrong one. This happens, technology. You'll wake up every day confident, knowing what to do to get a result. Imagine if you were confident, if you actually knew. Have any of you ever had a map before? Or your partner sitting next to you and you haven't had a map, and they're just telling you, I think it's left here, or maybe go right. Oh no, do a U-bend, turn around. No, I think it's the other way, and they're not actually using a map. That could be so frustrating. But imagine if you had the confidence and Google Maps or Siri was talking to you and telling you exactly what to do and how to do it. Now, opportunity 3, sales simply and effectively happen. I mean, who would love that? They just simply and effectively happen. And you notice here, I'm not saying leads, okay? Because leads is one thing, visibility is another thing. Sales is the thing we ultimately want, right? Sales, not leads, not engagement, not any of the other ego metrics that come with it. It's sales. So number 4 is you have a professional business that is effortlessly growing. Okay. Now, I'm not going to bullshit you. I truly, there's still days that go by and it's not effortless. My VA at the moment's broken a wrist, which means I'm busy. I had to go do all the webinar stuff today because, she's broken a wrist. So it's not always effortless. There's stuff, but there's a formula and I know exactly what to do because I myself did it before I achieved my 6-figure business. Meaning that I didn't get a VA and I didn't outsource it and I didn't do any of that before 6 figures. I did it after 6 figures. And that's what it is to create a sustainable and scalable business. So here are my munchkins when I first moved from South Africa to Australia 12 years ago. They're the twins, identical twin girls. Erin's on the left, Jordan's on the right. They're not 100% convinced. They think that I'm bullshitting them. They think that it's the other way around, but that is Erin, that is Jordan. But, 60-year-old girls, they think they know best. And that's Hannah, who's now 13, my youngest one, who's incredibly vocal. And I have no idea where she gets that from. And she's the clown in the family. But I moved here and my husband actually got a job transfer. And within the first 2 years of him being here, he was made redundant twice. And they were going to send us back to South Africa. So at that point, we knew no one, had absolutely no money, no startup capital, no marketing budget. The car we were driving was $2,000. And my daughters will still tell you that they used to hold up the roof because the roof was falling down like inside the vehicle. Like they can clearly remember the roof falling down and their arms being up in the air. And they say that that's why they need the chiropractor now. But it's a true story. And we had no marketing budget, no startup capital, and he was a little bit depressed when he was made redundant twice. But I taught myself Facebook because I had no other option. I wasn't on Centrelink because I wasn't a resident then. For me, it was more a case of being fearful of the fact that they were going to send us back to South Africa and we were going to miss out on that opportunity. And sometimes I say to my clients, I kind of wish you didn't have Centrelink, because if you didn't have it, it would motivate some people to take more inspired action and be a little bit more frugal with what they do. So anyway, I taught myself Facebook. I grew my first business in a saturated industry. And within 5 years, I had a health, wellness, and fitness center on the Gold Coast. And that was from nothing. And that was not a six-figure business. In fact, at that point, I'd left my husband and I was running it on my own. I had my kids fortnightly and was really, really struggling because in my head, the subcontractors that were using the space were simply going to pay me rent and I was going to live happily ever after from the rent that they paid me. And it wasn't exorbitant rent. It was, just a nice little bit of rent so that we could all live happily ever after. But what happened was they couldn't pay me rent and they kept running out of money and they didn't know how to generate traffic. And they were stressed and overwhelmed, many of them on Facebook and none of them knowing what to do. So I started to run a weekly meetup. And from there, the word got out that I was teaching people on how to use Facebook. So I then had the two businesses for about 5 years. Then I sold half of my business, half the Health, Wellness and Fitness Center, went into a partnership, did that for 2 years. And I scaled both those businesses to six-figure businesses. So that business was a six-figure business and a six-figure business, triple growth in both businesses. And of course, it was not sustainable for me. So I walked away from the Health, Wellness and Fitness Center and sold my last share to focus on the Facebook coaching side. Now, when I first started, I called it a Facebook coaching business because I thought if I showed people what to do, they'd get a result. But what I realized is that it has to be a strategy. If there's no strategy, just knowing what to do is not going to get a result. And the strategy is not cookie cutter or fluffy. But I want to show you what a six-figure business for me went. Now, those who do know me, in the initial days on the Gold Coast, I was in tears. I was overwhelmed very often, okay, trying everything and failing often, and nothing was really working. But what I realized was that if I had an action plan and a strategy that actually worked, and if I tested, review, and got results, I could then scale my business. And I have since done that. But a six-figure business for me meant being on TV, and this is for me what it meant, and it's not to gloat, it's just to show that it's possible and whatever you dream and believe, you can achieve. But numerous awards, being able to travel, speak in multiple places, radio, TV, have a cleaner, because in South Africa I had a cleaner, so it's just so nice to be able to have a cleaner. I have my meals delivered from YouFoods. They deliver my lunches every single week. So my partner and I have lunches, which are made for us. Being able to enter awards. This for me was a huge achievement because I wanted to be able to go and travel South Africa as a tourist. And I was able to take my partner, Sandy, who's in my photos over here, who I met on Tinder, and we've been together almost 5 years now, but be able to take him to South Africa and travel from Cape Town to meet my family. And I'm so grateful I did, because that was just before COVID. And with COVID, there's probably never going to be an opportunity for him to meet my dad or meet my sister and my brothers over in South Africa. So that was absolutely wonderful that I was able to do that trip, along with other trips to Bali. And I think I did 17 trips in 2019, flying and traveling, because I absolutely love it and wanted to be able to see Australia as well. And that's what six figures to me meant. It even meant that when I did go up to the awards, I was able to get a hair and makeup artist to do my hair and makeup, because you'll notice I don't like having my hair done or my makeup done. I just don't like it. I'm still a gym girl in heart, and I don't really like being online at all. So again, I just want to check, that all of you from all the industries. I saw we had real estate agents. We've got some coaches in there as well. We've got someone in the pet industry there too. I know Sharon's a sales coach. But have you ever felt desperate and hopeless in your business? Not knowing what to do, and especially even when to do it, because you hear about so many things, but you just don't quite know the order in which it needs to happen. And have you ever been really stuck because you just don't know where to put your money? Like you don't know what to invest in, and you're just not sure. You don't have a marketing budget, so you cannot outsource it. You cannot give it to someone else. And you feel like you're just doing everywhere, and you've got everything, and you've got absolutely no time, and you feel like you're going nowhere. So my promise to you again is I'm going to show you the strategies that are working for other businesses, for myself, and I'm going to show you how other business owners are actually happy and they are thriving. All right, so this is where you got to get your pen and paper out, because these over here are probably 10 of the most important things that I'm going to share with you today. And ultimately, the whole purpose of you being on Facebook is that within 3 seconds of someone seeing you on Facebook, you have to get a yes from your ideal client, a strong yes that gets them to get on the phone and book you, or get into Facebook Messenger and book you straight away. Before we go through these, I would just like to ask Craig, if you don't mind just taking a screenshot again, just because I know we've had a few extra people come in, just so we know who we can send those checklists and 14-day challenge to.
Done.
Champion, thank you so much. So get pen and paper, and if you do have any questions, just let me know. But number one, you really need to know who you are and how you want to be seen on Facebook. Okay, me being from South Africa, for me, it was particularly about the privacy side of it. Once you understand your privacy settings and you understand who is seeing what and how to control your privacy settings and your back-end settings, it really does give you confidence in being able to go out onto the platform. And it includes knowing your story, knowing what is important to share in your story, why you do what you do, and your business backstory. Because this is so that people can get to know you and connect with you at a deeper level. So again, homework, like if you go right now and you just write that down, what your story is, what your why is, what your backstory is, straight away, that is incredibly important for you to know and to be able to share on social media, because it is social. Number two is you've got to get people to like you, which means people are going to connect with your values. They're going to connect with the things that you do within the community, any charities that you're involved in, whether or not you have a dog, if you're from South Africa, what you're interested in, like if you go to the gym. These are important things because people are going to connect with you, and people are longing for connection on social media. So if you share those things, people are going to connect with you, and they're going to find things to like about you, and you're going to become a lot more memorable because they can connect with you at that level. The third one is they have to be able to trust you, which means if one day you go on and you're shouting about this, and the next day you go on and you're shouting about that, they're going to get confused. They're going to get missed messaging. And this can often happen with a lot of network marketing or MLM businesses. And I train a lot of them, especially the high leaders in the group. So I'm not dissing them at all. In fact, I'm spruiking them. But what can happen is that if you don't know what you're doing and your key messaging is inconsistent and not consistent, you will lose trust. And when we talk about trust, we talk about developing it online. And sorry, I'm just checking. Yes. just for a minute had a brain fart and thought maybe I wasn't recording. Thank goodness for that. Done that before. So you have to make sure that that is online and offline, because online people will find you and then they will remember you and they will see you offline and you'll be associated with your online branding. So online and offline, there needs to be consistency and no mixed messaging. Number 4, you have to show how clever you are. So your education and your expertise. You have to show your knowledge. You can do this by sharing, like, did you knows, by sharing statistics or doing Facebook Lives, bearing in mind that Facebook Lives can make or break your business depending on how you do them. I'm not talking about being professional, but I'm talking about making sure that at least you do have a strategy when you do go online, so that you're not umming and you don't lose people's interest, because they'll never click on you again and you'll never come up in front of their screen again. And that's just what happens. Now, when we talk about education and expertise, we talk about sharing the what, not sharing the how. And that is incredibly important. Number 5 is sharing your credibility, making sure that you show your qualifications, any awards that you've won, registrations you may have, or licenses, or even years in the industry that you may have, because it's going to help you to establish yourself as the expert and help build that trust with people. Number 6 is social proof. And this is super important, because people don't just want to hear from you how wonderful you are. They want to hear from other people that you've worked with. They want to see other people tagging you. They want to see reviews that people are leaving you. They want to hear your story. They want to see recommendations from you and success stories. So it's incredibly important that you go and you make sure that you get them firstly, and then you go and you show them as well. So number 7 is the brand awareness. And this is really important because it is kind of like Tinder, okay? Facebook's like Tinder in that people are just scrolling past. And on Tinder, 3 seconds to get a yes, you either swipe left, not interested, or swipe right, yes, I'm interested, are we a match? So brand awareness is incredibly important. And when we talk about that, we talk about the consistent key message that's coming out of your mouth, the consistent content that's coming out of your mouth, the same mission statements, the same value statements, so that you become memorable. The same pitches. And a lot of people will often say to me, oh, Chantal, you're always pitching the same thing. And I go, well, yes, but my pitching is memorable. So people are now coming to me because they remember that pitch. Obviously, tailor make it to the person who is asking, because it does need to be customer focused. But the pitch should be memorable, so that when people see you, your graphics are the same, your fonts are the same, but your messaging is the same as well. And your tone or your voice has the same feel. So for example, I use a Bitmoji, which is a cartoon character, and that may not resonate for everyone. Number 8 is your point of difference. And this is super neglected by a lot of people on Facebook. This is because you go out and you say what everybody else is saying. I'm an accountant and I do tax returns, and that makes you forgettable. It makes you not be sexy, and it does not make you memorable at all. In fact, what we should be doing is recognizing what our point of difference is and going out there and making sure that we put that in people's faces, because that is what will make you memorable and make them want to do business with you over everyone else, because there is someone for everyone. Number 9 is your unique selling point. And again, this relates back to your key messaging, but it also relates to making sure that you're handling objections. So if you know that people come to you and they're asking the same questions all the time, they potentially are objections, and you need to be handling them inside your marketing. Any questions that people might be asking, but your unique selling point is also you. What do you bring to the table that's different? For me, I'm known for my accountability. I'm known for hand-holding. I'm known for support. I'm known for like rousing on you. And that's going to work for some people, but it's not going to work for everyone. And that's okay. So if I go onto Facebook and I'm myself on Facebook and I bring myself into my marketing, people are going to know straight away. And those who want accountability and hand-holding and support, they're going to go, right, I want you as my coach, because I can see that that's what you bring to the table. Now,
Sorry, Chantal, just before you keep going, if you could just jump back, how would
Sure.
you craft your point of difference?
Your points of difference. So we never rip off anybody. So for example, I focus on organic marketing strategies on Facebook. So I would say that I focus on getting results without needing to pay for ads. And that is my point of difference. If I say that I am results focused and I am focused on creating income producing opportunities, no one else is promising or saying income producing opportunities. Instead, they're saying visibility. I'll help you become more visible. I'll help you get more leads. So I'll go out and say, well, I'll help you get actual sales. So whatever they're saying, I will find a better word and that is more, that connects more with my audience. And those are the words that I will use in my marketing to establish my point of difference. Does that answer that question?
I'm actually asking it on behalf of Rose. So Rose, does that answer the question?
Perfectly, thank you.
Excellent. Thanks, Rose. And thanks, Craig. So number 10 is a niche inside a niche. So believe it or not, I like a niche inside a niche. Okay, so I'm an organic Facebook strategist and I'm a social media coach. Like those are the things that I am. And I always say, choose your words clearly. But when it comes down to niching inside a niche, it is incredibly important that you have a desirable offer or desirable program or packaging, which has desirable pricing, and it is customer and results focused. Now, a lot of the time people come to me and they simply do not have the right offer. Their offer might be right, but it's not being portrayed correctly on social media at all. And that is why they're getting a big fat no, because they're not remembering that people out on social media are strangers and they do not know what they know. So when they're on social media, they need to be niching it down and saying it as it is. So for me, I will say I work with business owners who manage their own Facebook marketing, who want control over their own marketing, and that is my niche. My offer means I will coach you and show you how to do it more simply and effectively. And that becomes a desirable offer because there is a niche market out there that are looking for that. Now, often your offer hasn't considered your niche and it isn't calling them. It's too fluffy, it's too general. So for example, if I say I've got to think of one now because I don't have one now. If I said that I'll use the vet one that I often use. If I say that I'm a vet and I help all animals, I'm a vet and I help all animals. But then, for example, my VA, her puppy broke its leg and she goes online and she finds a puppy vet who's a vet that's a specialist in puppy and bone breakages. And then they say that they've actually got a monthly plan that actually helps cover all the costs of their puppy over the next year. The VA is my VA is obviously, she went with the puppy specialist and the one who gave her a plan for the next year that was going to help her. Whereas the vet who said, I'm a vet and fixes all animals, he probably would have just got the sale of fixing the dog's leg. But because the other person niched and said, I work with puppies, I understand puppies, and I'm here to help you with your puppy for the next year. So I'm going to give you a package that includes monthly payments that will help cover the costs of any more breakages, including this breakage and anything else that's needed for your puppy. And I love puppies. I'm a specialist in puppies and I've trained thousands of puppies. Of course, they're going to go with puppies. And this is what many business owners are not clear on. So here are the 3 big strategies. Number 1, you have to know your audience. And I'm going to say intimately. I love choosing words. Intimately is the perfect word. Like, imagine when you met your partner for the first time and you stalked them. Okay, we live in a different era now, so it might not have been you. But for me, 5 years ago on Tinder, you go and you stalk your partner and you know everything about them because you want to make sure, you know, before you go to the next level, like, you know, how are they? What do they like? What are they interested in? Where do they hang out? You know, who are their friends? Like, intimately is the best word for that. You have to know your audience intimately. You have to know what they're struggling with. So what are they looking for? Like what are their biggest problems? What are their aspirations? What are they interested in? And what are they prepared to pay for? Now, this is super important, because if they're not prepared to pay you for it, they're either the wrong person and don't want it, or don't have the money for it, which means that you're wrong customer, or they do not value paying for it. And if they do not value paying for it, it's a wrong offer. So there's a mismatch there. So this strategy is incredibly important. Okay, so meet Naomi. So as promised, I was going to show you exactly what is working by clients who've done my program. So this is Naomi. She came to me. She already had a Facebook group, which was quite engaged. She, was doing Facebook Lives every single day, but was getting absolutely no clients engagement at all. She was getting a couple of engagement, but no inquiries and no sales. And I think after doing my program, within 8 weeks, I think she got 6 $1,000 clients. And previous, I think at the beginning of this year now, she's just gone, and I think she's just hit 12, which is absolutely awesome. So Naomi, she's a creatrix transformologist specializing in women. And when we went and we worked together and we worked out a niche down specifically that it's only for women, and I think right now she's called the Angry Mum Whisperer. And she realized that everyone that was coming to her, because she niched inside her niche, all the mums that were coming to her were angry all the time. They were struggling with their anger. And she knew that her program could fix them. And you can read the testimonial. It's over there right now. But basically pulled into line what she was already doing, giving her an income producing strategy so that she could get more people booked onto a call and then sell them into her program. And they stay and they become raving fans, and it just escalates and grows and grows and grows. So that's Naomi, and she runs in-person events. She runs events with mums. You can go stalk her out online as well. But we've basically monetized her private Facebook group. So yes, she's on her Facebook page. You can go stalk her there, but the magic is happening behind scenes in her closed Facebook group. Sorry, men, you're not allowed. It's only for angry mums. So maybe you want to send your wives. But I think for her, it was more about the advice, the general tips. It was about how everything was just confusing and overwhelming, not know where to start or stop, and why it wasn't working. I think the biggest thing for her was actually restructuring her events and the language that she was using so that it spoke directly to her niche. So number 2, competence. Okay, this drives me nuts because everybody tells me that they are competent in Facebook. They are competent. They do things and they get results. And I go, well, what does results mean for you? Oh, well, I've got followers and I've got likes, and, somebody liked my post and someone shared me, and, a couple of people private messaged me, but that's about it, but no clients. So I'm competent in the platform. Well, many people just don't understand the full scope of the platform, all the etiquette in the platform, which is incredibly important. I can show you heaps and heaps of really bad examples. Like the guy who private messaged me the other day with probably the worst landing page I've ever seen, and was trying to sell $25,000 blocks of land on Bitcoin. So that was really interesting. No, he's not going to get sales like that at all. But basically strategy 2 is being able to be fully competent in the platform so that you know how to build relationships which end in sales and more sales. So it's not just about the sales, but it's about more sales and using that word of mouth referral online. So your customers end up doing the work for you. So meet Ryan and Rachel. Now they have got to be like my oldest clients ever. And a lot of you would have actually seen them on social media and how well they do. But when they started, Rachel, like seriously, she knew nothing. And she said to me, I'm managing the Facebook for Ryan. We need to be able to do this effectively. Please, can you show me? And they were concerned because they said, look, we don't just want to do the little pesticide job. We don't just want to do, the $235 pest inspection, but we want to be able to automate our funnels so that we can then upsell them, from a pest spray into termite protection, into ongoing annual renewals, email marketing, how do we do all of that? And Rachel and Ryan have actually been with me for, I think, 3 years now, and I've been doing this for 5 years. And they are even now quoting jobs for, you know, $20,000. That was one that I showed you, but even being able to extend and do certain areas. So, for example, you might get one client in Malabimbi, be able to then go into the Malabimbi area by using Facebook, let them know that you're coming into the area and be able to book more people so you're not just driving down for one more client. So these reviews and testimonials are all on my Facebook page as well, and you're welcome to have a look at them there. And you'll see that I'm giving you social proof by showing you the actual strategies that are people using right now. But they possibly have such phenomenal etiquette on social media, and they are known for their etiquette, and they're known for their community, and people naturally refer them. In fact, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, somebody said, you've got so many people referring you here. Is this a hoax? Is this like a pod? And people were going, no, we've actually used their services, and they're actually trustworthy, and we know, like, and trust them, and we've used them, and we highly recommend them. And that's how they get the jobs. In fact, they're actually bringing on a new staff member this year. So they have well and truly escalated their business past 6 figures using the strategies that we do. And that again just comes down to that customer relationship and etiquette and being fully competent in the platform. So strategy number 3, and actually I go to their house. I sit there on the Gold Coast as well. So I've got a 2-hour session with them, sitting down with them tomorrow, in fact, which is actually today, this afternoon, which is really cool. So strategy number 3 is effectively communicating consistently to compel an inquiry and sale, focusing on a logical customer journey. Okay, a couple of key statements. It's almost like there's 10 strategies in that one thing, okay? Effective communication, meaning that we're reviewing it and we're monitoring that it's actually being received by the other person and that it's effectively communicating what you're doing. Consistently means you don't get bogged down in your day-to-day life and you don't get overwhelmed. And how do you still manage your Facebook? Because, for example, even with Rachel and Ryan's business, them bringing on extra staff, they've got a huge workload. I think they had 23 new clients when they opened their doors again in January, all from free Facebook. And, you know, how do you manage to post consistently when you're still now working and, you know, you've got that 6-figure business, but how do you automate that? How do you systemize that? How do you do that in a scalable way? And the next part of that statement is to compel an inquiry. So compel means that you don't have to beg someone to give you a call. They automatically pick up the phone and call you to have a conversation with you so that you actually make a sale. And they're kind of qualified already because you've effectively communicated to the right person what your offer is. So it's literally, it's not even a sales call. You just pick up the phone and it's a yes, yes, I'm in. And the last part is really important. And this is, and for the coaches that are on this call right now, you'll understand this one. It has to be a logical customer journey. I mean, I once had a client come to me and say, I want to sell a $10,000 package on my Facebook page. I don't want to do a discovery call. I just want them to see my offer, pick up the, not even pick up the phone, just pay me $10,000. And I said, I'm sorry, you're not Tony Robbins, you're not Richard Branson. It's not happening. It's not logical. So there is a formula or steps that you have to go through, and it's different for every business owner, and because the customers are different. What is the logical customer journey that we're going to take them through on Facebook to compel them to pick up the phone and just give you a yes? So meet Fern. So Fern, she's actually in the corporate space, is employed as a transformation coach. And here she said she'd been playing on the online space for 18 months. She had a VA, lots of time and money with experts. And she actually went to the US a lot of the time as well. And she says, I beat them hands down. I mean, thank you for that. She quite liked the straight talking and the hands-on. I also trained her VA as well, and included the technical skills of using the online channels, which is super important as well, because you have to be competent as well. But she particularly loved the accountability, the demonstrations, the videos, little videos that I'd send them as well if they're stuck with something, to make sure that everything's aligned with your income goals so that it's not just about engagement. And there you can see that I think in their 5th week, they got their first $5,000 client. And that was from having no sort of Facebook. I don't think they had anything set up on Facebook at all when they started. There we go, 3,500. Sorry, I do apologize. 3,500 committed to their program by just effectively communicating what you do that's different to everyone else, taking them through a process to get them to pick up the phone and to pay and book you in, and having that done seamlessly. So fortune favors the bold, okay? And this is theidioms.com, it's not me, but it refers to people who face problems with determination and courage. They're the ones who attain massive levels of success, okay? Being brave is often rewarded, and bravery brings good luck. So I'm hoping that there are some of you here that are brave, because it does favor, fortune does favor the bold. Over here, you can see, you know, a couple of results on Facebook. This was only, I think that was 1 week of working with someone and immediately having 1,400%. So the views aren't even good. Like, it's absolutely dead. It's just talking about being able to revive a dead Facebook page. But I'm sure anyone right now would be happy to have an improvement of 1,400% in views. Post engagements, 2,127%. You don't even believe some of those percents. And a lot of the results are better. Often when I do these PowerPoint presentations, I just do the one on the day. So I'm not going and just showing you the absolute best. In fact, that's probably not one of the best ones. But you can have a look over here at the results just clearly going up. New page likes, 59 page likes going up, which is really important. And it is part of our strategy to review what it is that we're doing to make sure that we're continually getting results. So the question is, do you know what you're going to post tomorrow to not only reach more people and get more engagement, but actually create more income producing opportunities, to grow your page, to not only be more visible, but to get actual real sales? So this is decision time, where we get to make that decision and go, you know, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different result. And for me, and that's Albert Einstein, but for me, a couple of years back when I had my health, wellness and fitness studio and I was doing the same thing every single day, pulling my hair out and nothing was working, I had to make the decision as to whether or not I was going to do something different. If I was going to invest in myself and my ability to do things better, to not just do little bits of everything, but to get income producing results. Because for me, I had no Centrelink, I had no startup capital, and I had no other decision to make except do something that was different to get a result that was going to change everything, so that I could be able to afford, you know, my children's clothing, food, rent. So firstly, I want you to know that you're not the only one and you're not alone, because at that time I did feel alone. I did have a small network of people around me, many people telling me all different things, and I didn't quite know which direction to go in. It was only really when I invested in myself that things started to change. So here is the first Facebook success formula, okay? And it sounds a little bit cray-cray, but this is seriously how it works. If you have low confidence and certainty in your business and the platform, and you have low clarity and communication, you're going to be completely stressed and overwhelmed. So if that's you, say, that is freaking me. Like, low confidence, certainty, low communication and clarity, and I'm totally stressed and overwhelmed. Now, if you had low confidence and certainty, but you had, say, high communication and clarity in your business, chances are you're wasting a lot of time and money, because you're going out there, you're doing a couple of things because you've got the communication and the clarity, but you've got no confidence and certainty in what it is that you're doing. So you're wasting all this time and the money. If that feels like you and you're brave enough, say, yep, that's me. And then on the other side of the spectrum, we've got, well, if you have got high confidence and certainty, but you've got low communication and clarity, chances are you're not getting leads. Or if you do get leads, they're time wasters, because your clarity and your communication is not effective. But if you had high confidence in the platform and your business, high certainty in what you were doing because you had a Facebook success formula, and you knew how to communicate because you had this content bucket, and you had clarity because you had this formula, you would simply just get clients. Now, who would love that Facebook success formula? Because that's it right then and there. So mastering Facebook, well, in order to master Facebook, you need to master these 3 problems. And this is what it comes down to. You have to master competence in your business and in the platform. You have to master getting certainty in that Facebook's going to work and that the roadmap you have is right, and certainty in your business that what you're doing and your offer is right. And then you need clarity on what the next step is that you need to take, because there's all this stuff. What is the next step? But the magic and mastering all of that lies right there in the middle. So who of you would like to know exactly what to say and do on Facebook to simply get more business and grow? And I always say simply, and somebody said to me the other day, you say simply, why would I pay for simply? If it's so simple, why would you pay? And I'm like, no. The strategy, once you have it, it is simple to implement because you have that roadmap. So let's review. So far, we've spoken about challenges that you're facing right now and that the opportunities you have to overcome them. We've looked at strategies that are working right now and people are actually making sales, because often people go, oh no, you have to pay for ads. And that is bull crop. In fact, you can have a look on my Facebook page and there's over 166 positive reviews there and success stories sharing what people are doing right now that is free marketing on Facebook and getting results. I've shared with you the Facebook success formula, and it comes down to those 3 C words, if not 4, because the 4th C word is Chantal. And the last one, it's looking at mastering Facebook right there in the middle, you being there in the middle of being competent, certain, and having clarity. So those are the 3 big problems that you have to overcome right now. Who of you right now need more clarity? Okay, clarity on, what am I doing? Is it working? Am I doing it right? Have I set up my page right? Is my content right? Is my offer right? Is my messaging right? Do I make sense to a stranger? Am I getting a 3-second yes? Who of you would like more clarity? That is your biggest problem right now. I'd love to hear that from you. Who would like just more confidence? Like, seriously, you're just scared. And I mean, you might even be scared to engage in the chat box right now. But if you're not scared to engage in the chat box, engage in there, or even message me later on and let me know that was you. You're just too scared because you're scared you don't know what people are seeing, or you're scared someone's going to troll you, or you're scared, you're going to look like a fool, or it's not going to come across right, or someone's going to think that you're ridiculous, or your family and friends are going to be annoyed with what it is that you're doing. So if confidence is important to you, and that's your biggest problem right now, let me know. And then the last one over there is competence, meaning every day you just wake up and you're smiling and you're happy and you just know what to do to get a result every single day. So how can you overcome all of these? Okay, and who's resonated with these today? So this is the time where I, obviously share with you what my offer is. And hopefully it is a desirable offer for you. And hopefully we do have the right people in the room today. And if that's not you, that's okay. So if you do want to leave, that's absolutely fine. We'll only be 5 minutes more. And I know we have gone a little bit over. And I will stay till the end for questions as well. Craig has taken a picture of everyone that's on here. So we will send you the checklist. And for those of you who stay till the end of the offer, we will add you to that 14-day Facebook content program, which starts on the 1st of March. So regardless, you will get to spend some time with me. But for those of you who want a sticky beak and you want to see what the desirable offer is right now, and if it is for you, this is the program that I've designed, my Facebook Mastery program, to help you be more profitable, to master Facebook, to get clarity, become confident, to effectively communicate what you do, and to get more clients. And this is my Facebook one-on-one program. So working one-on-one with me. And on the left over here, you can see included in this program, we give you online modules, because some people, when they're not with me, they want to go back and look at the short videos and see what to do on Facebook, or replay it, or go backwards and forwards and watch those videos. And what I do want to tell you as well is that you get lifetime updated access. So we've just updated all the videos because Facebook changed its look. And we've just put in a whole new module right now because I found that there was a hole in people not mastering their Facebook. So I added it to it, and you get lifetime access to that online program, whether or not you use it or don't use it, but it's a fabulous resource. Number two is you get one-on-one coaching, because I find that people like to sit with me. So if you're on the Gold Coast, I can come to you. We can work it from my office in Burleigh. And we work one-on-one, and I show you exactly what to do so that you can become more competent and you can have clarity and can have direction. So you're not going to do everything that needs to be done. You only need to do what you need to do in your business. And that's the benefit of one-on-one coaching, is that you get that personalized, not cookie cutter, not general or fluffy, clarity and direction, where you are, meeting you where you are and taking you to the next level. And having that accountability as you action it along the way. Included is templates and tools. So there's practical and creative solutions. We've got templates for everything. We've got templates for your content creation, templates for your content bucket, for your business brain dump. You've got the customer journey. All the checklists are all included in there, along with a simplified strategy on how we can systemize your Facebook as much as possible. With what you're already using in your business right now. So whatever you're using in your business right now, we will look at that and we'll make sure it works with what you're doing. The next one is a strategy, meaning that you're going to have a roadmap. You're going to have a content bucket. You're going to have a formula to follow. You're going to know the customer journey. It's all going to be made for you with me. So there's no winging it or cross your finger marketing. And it's going to be simple and effective content marketing plan for Facebook. And the support that we give you, weekly phone calls, email feedback, so that you get that confidence, clarity, and certainty. And if you look at my reviews, you will see that people say there's no dumb question. And we also have a tech team on board so they can answer your techie questions and can help you, and VAs who can help you with anything that may be holding you back. So just to go over what this Facebook success formula includes. Well, it includes the business foundations, because a lot of business owners do not have that in place, because we have a passion and purpose and we don't actually have it all established from the ground. It includes mindset work, because often that's what's holding you back. And it helps with your organization of your business, because if you do not have time for Facebook in your business, how do you have time for new clients? So we look at the way that you are organizing your business right now, and we make sure there is time for new clients and that we can systemize things. We look at personal branding, your privacy and your personal profile, making sure your business page is set up correctly, that you understand your settings and the setup and how everything works, that you know exactly what content to put up and why, what your key messaging is and how the algorithm works, so that if it changes, you know how to roll with the changes because you've mastered Facebook. You know exactly how to differentiate yourself. So I come up with those differentiations. We re-look at your offers and make sure that they are desirable for Facebook, and so that you understand who your audience is and how you can effectively communicate that to them, along with making sure that we structure your pricing. We then look at how you're going to grow your page, because people don't just come to your page, especially if it's organic. You have to go out to Facebook and you've got to grow your page. So we have to look at competitions, challenges, collaborations, networking, referral partners. The next one is lead generation. So how do we go out there and evoke curiosity so that we can get inquiries, build your list, get more inquiries, make more sales, and also retarget people who potentially were interested but haven't signed up yet. And the last one is look at monetizing your groups or simplifying your groups, because people have got so many groups, showing you how to run events online or in person, making sure that your Facebook Lives don't ruin your business, but actually grow your business, and have a look at any other templates and tools that you may be needing to make it all easy for you. So as always, there's a bonus included in it. We give you our do-it-yourself Facebook ads program, which is 10 modules, showing you how to get started with Ads Manager, getting to know the Ads Manager, paid ad versus boosted post, optimizing your ad designs, using custom target audiences. So it's practical steps that you can go through, and it's included in there. It's a 10-page program, a 10-module program, which will take you through that. But I do have to let you know that 95% of my clients do not do Facebook ads. And I personally made my six-figure business, and I can speak personally and say that I've done it, and went from Centrelink to a six-figure business to owning a home and buying a car, Toyota Kluger 7-seater that we don't have to hold up the roof, and paid for it in full, all being able to do it organic without paying for ads. But we've handled the objection, and we've included this in there for those of you who do want to be able to explore it. And on top of it, we've included 8 weeks access to my weekly mastermind. So you get Q&A with our supportive group. You see what other business owners are doing. You get support from the group and feedback from them, including me. You also get support from my tech team in there as well. So you can ask techie questions and they will answer them. If Facebook changes and does something silly or whatever, we go in and we talk about what you can do. So for example, when they took away the news feature, any new tools or concepts that are going around like Clubhouse and how people are using it, including collaborations. Many people in my group are actually collaborating because they've been with me for a long time. And you get access to recordings in the group. So there are over 60 recordings in that group, which you can access right now, which talk about everything business, mindset, and social media related. So again, just, giving some more social proof here. If you want to have a look at the testimonials and success stories I've had, because you may be asking, does this cover your industry? It's anything from the service-based industry to coaches, to people who own health, wellness, and fitness centers, or people who've got, niche businesses. Particularly niche businesses work exceptionally well because I love, creating niches inside niches, or even helping you find those niches inside niches. But here is the total value for that program. So our Facebook Mastery program means working one-on-one for 8 weeks together and lifetime access to the online program. The bonus do-it-yourself Facebook ads program. The VIP Mastermind group for 8 weeks, which you get me in a group for 8 weeks. And then even if you just got one customer from the program, so even if you just implemented one thing and got one new customer, or if 10 customers are $100, but if you just generated an extra $1,000 from Facebook right now, that value would come to almost $4,000. And we've got the Facebook Mastery one-on-one program for $2,011 with those bonuses. So once again, that value is $4,000, almost $4,000. And that special price is for $2,011. So if Craig can, I'm not sure if he's able to, but if Craig can just copy paste that horrible URL and put it in the chat box, that would be really awesome. But that's the link to go and purchase it. We do have an upfront offer for you, so 10% upfront offer discount, which takes it to that 2011, but we do have a direct debit option for you as well. And I will show you. So again, there is the program for you. The bonuses of the do-it-yourself ads program, the online lifetime access to the program.
Sorry, Chantal, can you just go back? I was busy typing and didn't copy it. So okay. I'll copy it and put it in.
Yes, I will. No worries. Here we go. I might even be able to do it for you. It's a horrible URL. Oh, no, I can't copy it. You might be able to do it.
It's all good.
Yep, you got it. Just let me know. So, yeah, it is a horrible long one, but you can just go to the buy now on my website and have a look at it. One of the objections I handle all the time is my name, Chantal, is spelt with a C because everyone spells it with an S. So remember we spoke earlier about one of the strategies being able to handle objections. Well, the objection is the spelling of the name. So you'll notice my name is my branding and I write it in a font that is easily visual. It's not curly so that people can see it and recognize it so they don't spell Chantal incorrectly, because then they wouldn't be able to find me online. Have you got that there, Craig?
I've dropped the link in, so if anyone wants it, they can just go into chat.
Excellent, and test it for it just and let us know. But when you get to that link, you've basically got two options over here. You know, on the left here, you've got the upfront offer. You'll save 10%, so it's $2,011, and you get immediate access to my calendar. All you've got to do is jump into that link and add it to the cart, and you will straight away get that automation, and you'll straight away get all those bonuses as well. Or alternatively, on the right hand, on that link, if you scroll down, there's a direct debit button. And if you click that direct debit button, you can start today for $435 and then $120 weekly for 15 weeks. There is a small transaction fee of about $1.30 per week, which is at your expense for that facility. But a lot of people do choose to do that, because that's just handling another objection is about, is there a payment plan? Now, there is a fast action bonus, meaning that if you do it today, so if you go in today and we get that direct debit form back, or we do get that payment straight away in our account, and you straight away get access to everything within the next, by today. So, I mean, I'm going to say by the time I wake up, so maybe by 6 a.m. in the morning, you will get a fast action bonus, meaning you'll get an additional Facebook audit, which includes an additional 30 minutes of my time going over all these things with you, including, and I'll throw this in as well, it's not even in there, looking at the tech side of your business as well. So having a look at the tech side of your business and giving you recommendations on how you can improve. We will add that in as an additional bonus as well. So I don't know, that's an extra I think that's an extra $247 right there. Getting my VA to have a look and do a techie one on it as well, probably another $247. So it's probably just almost another $500 there that we're gifting you. So right now, if you want to take action, go ahead and do it, and just jump in and invest in yourself. Again, smile, Craig. It will take a photo of you right now. And I did throw him in the deep end. So if he wasn't here, I would have picked on someone else in the group. But smile, we will be sending you the 14-day Facebook program just for staying till the end and listening to what our offer is at the end. I do value that. And I know we have gone 12 minutes over. So I do appreciate you staying. We will add you to the 14-day Facebook content challenge. So make sure that you check your spam folder. We always use in brackets what our program is. So if it says 14-day, you know that that's what it is. It's coming from the Chantal at chantalgerardy.com.au address. And from the 1st of March, you will start that program with us. And this is the time where you get to ask your questions, any questions you may have. When does the 8 weeks start is usually a good one. A lot of people might ask, you know, if I sign up today, but I only want to start in next week. Yes, we are flexible. However, you will get immediate access to the online program, and you will get immediate access to, and to my calendar to book in those appointments. So you may only want to book in your one-on-one appointment, say in 4 weeks' time. But by opting in and paying today, you will get access to everything right now, and you will get all those bonuses just for saying, yes, I'm in. Another question that gets asked often is, can I send my VA to do the course? And we say, I will help you come up with the strategy. And then if your VA wants to sit in a session on what that strategy is, but we have now since stopped training the VAs, because VAs train many coaches or many clients, and they're taking those strategies and then implementing them elsewhere. And it's not fair for the business owner who's paid for the program. So can your husband or business partner attend? Yes, 100% yes. Can the person who was responsible for managing your Facebook profile attend? Yes, if they're on the same Zoom call, or if they attend with you, then yes. And if you want them to have access to the online course, they would have to use your login details to be able to have access to that. So I may just have a little look here at the chat box now and just see, Craig, you know, you've been looking through it. Is there any other questions that came through that I may have missed?
No, I think you're good. There weren't that many questions, but yeah, I think you covered everything.
Awesome. I'm just going to go through over here and just see if there's any. Awesome. Yeah, excellent. Just having a look. Income focused. Yes, it has to be. Awesome. That's absolutely awesome. Number 4, biggest challenge, right? Until recently, mine was, I'm going to read Craig's. Until recently, mine was separating personal from business. So I didn't do anything. Yeah, 100%. You have to have that confidence in being able to use the platform personally for yourself, for your personal branding, and then for your business branding. You'll notice I run my personal profile quite a lot for business, but on your personal profile, it's incredibly important to include you, the person, as well. So if you're using it for business, that's fine, but you have to include you, the person. And we went through those 10 strategies earlier. That was included in there, making sure that on your business page, you include you, the personal stuff. And on your personal profile, you can include your business stuff, because your business is part of you. And on your business page, you are part of the business. So a lot of people fall short because they cut it right down in the middle. But it is important on both that there is personal branding, because that's how know, like, and trust is developed. It is up to you how public or private you want to be. I'm incredibly public. I have a lot of clients who are a lot more private, and we help them set up a more introverted, more private approach online. I work with a lot of lawyers, a lot of psychologists, and of course, a lot of mediators, or divorce lawyers. So it's incredibly important that they have those profiles and can protect their family. So hopefully that gives you some insight into that personal versus business. And in the online program, which you get in this program, and Craig is doing a program at the moment and he has access to that, there is a video on the difference between the personal profile and the business page and what to do where. And understanding your settings really helps. It gives you the confidence to be able to do that. Yeah, how to craft your points of difference. Yeah, thank you, Rose. We did answer that. That's awesome. High-low messaging. Believe it or not, sometimes we are so incredibly good in what it is that we do. And when we communicate like this, you're looking at my face and you're looking at my hands and you can ask questions and you have a sense of who I am and what it is that I do. But when you're writing and people are scrolling and they're only half looking, it makes it really difficult for people to get a sense of you. So choosing those words is super important. So having that content bucket and that key messaging is really important. And content bucket, I know, is part of, I'm picking on Craig today. Thank goodness he showed up. Seriously, guys, I did not know he was showing up, but thank you, did. It's obviously meant to be. But in my next session with Craig, we are doing content bucket, which is so important, because once you have that bucket, you know how to effectively communicate and you know how it's seen by a stranger, and you know how to then take them on that customer journey, which is part of that strategy. Yeah, and clarity is super important. And often, you know, working with a coach, they're able to be able to bring out that clarity in it, because it's like you're so stuck in your head, right? Like, what do I do? When next? Glenn, this has been awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. I think, Glenn, you said fitness. Not sure what you do, Glenn. I'd love to know what your business is. Positive energy, fitness, and tennis. Love that. Sounds like values that I love and have. Thank you, Craig, there for sharing that link, hoping that that link did work. And thank you.
It's all good. I tested it. It's fine.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you so much. Pia, thank you. Very dynamic. Yes, I'm very dynamic, very proactive. Just absolutely love helping people and getting results, which is really awesome. Yeah, excellent. Thank you, Kylie. Thanks for some of the messages that are coming through. Awesome. Yeah, I've got some private messages coming through here, some people signing up, which is great. There is no limit to the packages, the one-on-one packages today. There is no limit on the ones that are going to get the additional Facebook audit and all those extra things. So as long as you do it before I wake up in the morning, that'll be awesome. But this does go out to my database, and my database do get this, and they will get that offer as well. So it's not just for the people who showed up. There were 50 registrations, which were all organic, not with paid advertising. They will get access to the recording of this. And we normally get probably about half our database will open it and have a look at it, and we'll get sales from there as well. So hopefully you jump on board and get the bonuses. I would love to see you on the other side. So it will come out in the email as well if you want to go over and look at anything again. So thank you so much for showing up. If anyone else has any other questions, I might just take, I know we're way over, but 1 more minute. If anybody else has any other questions, we might just call it a day there. So thank you again so much. And Craig, thank you so much for coming up. It was obviously meant to be. Thanks, Craig, so much. And I'll see you on the other side. We'll chat soon.
Anytime. Thanks.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Bye.